welcome back to my channel, The You in Fashion. My name's Megan. On my channel, we discuss fashion, luxury, handbags, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those topics, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell down below so you don't miss any of my content. So in today's video, I wanted to do a different approach. If you watched my last video, you will see I did a video on why here in 2022, handbags may not be the same investment that they were, say, many years ago. I gave two practical examples of here between 2021 and 2022 of me trying to buy and then sell handbags. So I was hoping that that would be really helpful for you guys just to get an idea of maybe what the handbag market is currently doing. However, I feel like today would be a really great moment to be able to take a look at what some of the best investment bags would be. What, if you were to purchase, what you would likely be able to get a profit from, making it an investment in the future. So basically, we are going to hit on two big brands today that have always kind of been the best bags for investments when thinking about what some of the best investment bags are to purchase. So the number one, as said in my last video, of course, is Hermes. So we're going to look at some Hermes bags today, and then the second one is going to be Chanel. So I felt like today was the perfect time to do this video, not only because it kind of backs up two different ways of looking at things. My first video was a very, hey, we may not be in the same position to be able to buy and sell handbags for profit, where this one is like, definitely, if you buy these handbags, you'll be able to sell them for a profit. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys today. And also, it's like it was meant for the universe because Fashionphile is doing a sale on Hermes and Chanel and some other brands. So Rolex was on there, Cartier was on there, so definitely check that out. I'll link all of these below, but all of the handbags that I'm just gonna discuss today is actually part of that sale. So it's 10% off of the price that you guys are gonna see when I post them here in the video. This is going to September the 14th, which I believe is this upcoming Wednesday. So I'm excited to be able to get the video out to you guys in time for you to be able to check out some of these handbags and some of the other things on the site to see if you are interested in them, because oftentimes by the time I get the video made and posted, the sale is near ending. So I'm really excited that they're giving us a little bit more time period to experience this. Now in this, I did want to provide some practical examples, as I said, and I tried to stay pretty neutral. So I went with the ones that definitely showed a large profit margin, but also I tried to stay kind of median where I could. All of these are going to be above retail price, even after the consignment that you would have gotten as the seller. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as well too. So main goal of this video, take a look at what handbags are going for above retail price and that you get a profit from even when you consign them, because that's part of the gag. Even if they're going for over retail on Fashionphile, doesn't mean by the time that they take their percentage that you get the profit from the handbag. So I really wanted to make sure I was paying close attention to that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. First one we are going to look at today is the Mini Kelly, and the Mini Kelly is about $8,000. Correct me if I'm wrong with all of these prices. I'm going off of research that I've done in US dollars, so all of these are going to be in US dollars, but about 8,000 US dollars. One I found on Fashionphile is $27,250, and that is in the Rose Extreme color. Granted, that one is only 3 years old. It was made in 2019 and is considered to be in excellent condition. So I do want to point these out with the condition as well, because I think that's important in seeing how the newer it is and the better condition it is, of course, the larger profit margin that you're going to get. But even if we're pushing it to 9,000 with inflation, which I don't think it's gone that high, but between 8 to 9,000, and it's reselling for $27,000 on the resale market, that is pretty darn good. Now, my question with this was, first and foremost, if it's going for $27,250 on Fashionphile, what is the actual seller going to get when this handbag is sold, if it sells for this price? So I called Fashionphile because all of the handbags that I sold back to them are similar to the one that I was discussing with you last time. So all of the ones I have sold back have been, here is our quote, this is what we will pay you for the bag, here's the money, that's that. Where it does look like they do offer consignment options. When I called, she was very specific that pretty much Hermes is the only handbag that they will do consignment for. And I think that that right there is like a big light bulb, right? So Hermes is one of the highest ones that even in the resale market they hold, and that is one of the few handbags, pretty much she said the only handbags that they will offer a consignment option on. She then told me that the consignment works like this. So for the $3,000 of the handbag, you get 70% of that. For anything over $3,000, you get 85% of that cost. So let's go ahead and take a look at how much the seller would get. So with my math, if they accepted this handbag on consignment basis and then sold it for the price that they have it currently listed, the seller would get $22,712.50, which, I mean, proof is in the pudding, as to say. Obviously, if you are offered a mini Kelly, yes, you can make a large profit off of a mini Kelly bag. Now, for me, you guys know my experience while I was in Paris to get my Birkin 25, and after going through all of those hoops, after working so hard to get this handbag, and then here in the States, going through that process as well, I personally could not see working that hard to turn around and sell it, but I can understand for someone who maybe lucked out in Paris but wasn't really a handbag person, this is a large profit margin, let's be honest. So first handbag, without a doubt, that if you're offered one or you're looking for a handbag that's gonna bring you a profit, the mini Kelly is a great one. Sticking with the Kellys, we're gonna go to the next size up. So basically with Hermes in general, because the smaller handbags are the most in demand currently, the smaller ones you will find, and I'm gonna show this example here in this video, are going for the most profit margin. So I wanted to start with the mini Kelly, but let's go ahead and take a look at the Kelly 25 size. What I saw of the Kelly 25, it's about $10,500, but again, if I am incorrect on that, please let me know. And then the one that I found on the Fashion Val website was an Epsom Etoupe Kelly 25, and that one on the website is going for $29,750. Of note, that one is giftable, so I just wanted to show you guys again, if you were to go be offered a Kelly 25, what you could turn around and offer that brand new handbag for on the pre-loved market. Take into consideration that if you were to do this handbag and you were to consign it with them, you would subtract the $29,750 minus $3,000. For that $3,000, you would get about $2,100 of that, and then you would take 85% of the remainder after you deducted that $3,000. So I showed you guys that in the example earlier. I won't repeat this every single time. It just took a minute for me to get the understanding of it, so I wanted to make sure that I repeated it a couple of times just to make sure that we were both on the same page. But clearly, when you do the math here, it's still a, without a doubt, great profit margin, great investment bag purchase. Now moving on to the Kelly 28, which is the next size up. So this one retails, from what I researched, about $10,800. So again, let's say that it's going for maybe $1,000 more than that now, $10,900. And it looks like this one is going on the website for $19,250. And with that being said, this one is in the sellier sesame color, and it is in very good condition. The reason I find it important to point out that it's in very good condition is that it is still going much over retail, even despite it having been used multiple times, having been loved, because as we know, very good starts giftable, new, excellent, then very good. So we are about 4 tiers down at this point and still going this much above. So just imagine if we were able to find one in excellent, or if you were to go to the store and purchase a Kelly Sellier 28, and then here in the pre-loved market, you would definitely get well above retail price. So at this point, Hermes Kellys, you can't go wrong. Now, if you're interested in knowing more about the 32 size, this one of course had the least profit margin, with $11,000 being about the retail price for the 32, and the one listed on the website for $12,500. Again, This is one that is in very good condition, not excellent, so I'm sure that profit margin would be even larger. However, I just wanted to put this one in here. As far as the 32 size with pre-loved, it's looking pretty close to retail price, so definitely when it comes to a investment bag, I would go for one of the smaller ones. But I did want to kind of give you an example of the Kelly 32 just in case you guys were curious. Okay, so moving on to Hermes Birkins at this point. So we're going to start with the smallest size, which is the Birkin 25, and that one, from what I researched, is going about $9,800 US. And the one I found on Fashion File is Etain with gold hardware. Of note, it is in giftable condition and it is going for $31,995. And let's just take a moment to think about that. $9,800, $31,995. I mean, the math doesn't lie in this case. So I feel like investment bags, if you're looking for them, here they are, you guys. Here they are. If you are able to be offered one of these bags and you are comfortable letting it go afterwards, again, I don't know how I would do that, but if that is you, here it is. So if it's sold for that price, I want to do the math again for you guys on this one because we are talking about money, honey, okay? $26,745.75 the consignor would get if this handbag sold for this price and they bought it at that $9,800 mark. Now, again, I am not calculating tax in, so give or take $1,000 here or there, but you guys, still $20,000 we are talking about in profit margin at the least if this handbag sells for this price. Moving on to the Birkin 30. So the retail price for this that I researched was about $11,000, and the one I found was in indigo in very good condition, and this one was going for $18,500. You are going to make a profit off of this, and this bag is in very good condition, meaning you have loved it, you have used it, and you are still making a profit off of it, making it a great investment bag even in the size 30. I did want to make a note, this one is one that is included on the sale, but I just wanted to see what their giftable was. So meaning you go straight into the store, you were to buy a Birkin 30, purchase it for that amount of money, and then what are they going for on the pre-loved market? Again, this one is not part of the 10% sale though. The one I found was E10, and that one was going for $29,250. As you can see, maybe not as much as the size 25, but still very, very good when we're talking about investment bags and holding their value. Now, moving on to the Birkin 35. Of note, I know that there is a Birkin 40, but for the sake of this video, I did stop at the Birkin 35 size. This one is retailing, from what I researched, about $12,500. Now, the first example I wanted to pull up for you guys was one in very good condition, and this one was going for $11,950. So what I wanted to show you guys is that the 35 maybe is not the best bag for profit when it comes to the pre-loved market, but if you are looking for a Hermes Birkin, you don't mind one of the larger sizes, the 35 is one that you can get for a pretty good deal. So I wanted to include that in here. However, the one I wanted to show you that even though it's still in very good condition, it still holds its value well. You don't have the same profit margin as the smaller size ones, but you are still making a profit. It would still be considered an investment. So the 35 in the Etain color Fashion File is going for $15,950. So I wanted to hit on the Birkins and Kellys first because those are the ones that we hear the most about. Those are the ones that are known as Hermes bags to be the quota bags and the most desired bags from the brand. But I was just really curious on Hermes bags in general. How do they do on the pre-loved market, even if it's not the most coveted ones like the Hermes Birkin and Kellys? So I did do a little bit of research. Let's talk about those next. Starting with the Kelly To Go, the retail price for the Kelly To Go's $4,575. I did find one on Fashion File, and that one was selling for $6,295. That one is in excellent condition and is also already marked 10% off with the additional 10% sale FW10 coupon that Fashion File is offering right now. So although you'll see it's not as large maybe as the Birkins or Kellys, especially in the smaller sizes, but you're still able to make a little bit of profit, it looks like, here on the pre-loved market. Now that is also assuming that they are using the same consignment benefits along with the Kelly to go as they would be with the Kellys and Birkins that we previously discussed. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I did want to just give you guys an option here in case you maybe weren't able to get one of the Birkins or Kellys, but we're still curious, as I was, on how some of their other bags rank as far as on the pre-loved market. The next one I wanted to take a look at is the Constance, because here in the luxury handbag arena, we have heard that the quota bags are the Birkins and Kellys, and now they are starting to consider some Constances or the Constance as a quota bag as well. So I did want to make sure I included that here as well. So for the Constance 18, those retail for $8,000, and the one I found on Fashion File was for $10,250. That one is also in excellent condition. Last but not least in the Hermes family is going to be the mini Lindy. And that one I researched in the Swift leather being about $6,500, and this one is on the market for $10,500. Of note, this one is in giftable condition and in Nata, which we know is a really popular color currently. So I really feel like with the mini Lindy's, if you can get it in a popular color and you have purchased it, plan on selling it in excellent or giftable condition or new condition to Fashion File, you will get definitely some profit, making it a great investment bag. So all in all to say, number one, we mentioned it in the last video, but I wanted to delve back into it and give you guys the numbers. Hermes, you can't go wrong. If you are offered one of their handbags, whether it's a mini Lindy, a Kelly to go, a Kelly Birkin, you really can't go wrong. You likely will make some profit taking it directly from the store and selling it to the pre-loved market. So number one investment bag brand for sure is going to be Hermes. So now let's look at Chanel. And what was interesting about Chanel, and I mentioned this in the last video to you guys too, is they are just not as consistently above retail enough to be able to make an investment profit, making these a little bit more difficult, I feel like, to purchase as investment bags. However, I feel like I found some really great examples that I want to talk with you guys about and kind of make some correlations that I saw that seem to make the ones that seem to go above retail and for more of a profit more so than ones that did not. So let's go ahead and get started and move on to Chanel. So starting with the Chanel small boy bag. The Chanel small boy bag is currently retailing for $5,400. This caviar small boy bag in the brown is going for $7,750. And that is considered excellent condition. So of course, of note here, we want to make sure we are hitting on a couple of things, because characteristically, the small boy bag is not necessarily going to sell for above retail price, or surely not making you a profit once the pre-loved market takes their fees. So you are definitely going to make a profit if they consign this bag. That's all I can speak on. All of these video today is me speaking on what the consignment and the math that I can tangibly do. However, if they were to offer you a quote on this bag, I'm not sure. I'm thinking you probably still would make somewhat of a profit though, because the pre-loved market also knows what's popular at that time and they are wanting to entice you to sell those bags to them. So the reason that this one seems popular is the color. So outside of it being the small boy bag, which as I just said, does not typically sell for above, but this brown, as we know, was really popular, and they made it in the boy bag, they made it in the 19, and I want to say they made it in the double flap. And I feel like if you still were able to get that when they re-released it, you definitely are going to still make a profit even years later, as we're seeing today. Now, what does that tell us? Because we don't know what Chanel's releasing, and we don't know what color's releasing, and we don't really know what's popular. However, I would say if they release another brown color outside of their normal black, beige, I would definitely go with it in anticipation that it's going to be a limited supply of it, and it's likely going to be popular if you're looking for a good investment bag to purchase from the brand. The mini top handle bags surprisingly still seem to be doing really well on their pre-loved market as well. So the retail price when I researched this bag was about $5,000, and it is on Fashion File currently in the light pink color for $6,995. That is also in excellent condition. So what this also tells us is similar to the Heart bag by Chanel. If it is a bag that they are not recreating very often, it likely is going to sell for a profit on the pre-loved market. Again, that's tricky because we don't know exactly what's going to be popular or what's not going to be popular. But if it seems like they're like, ooh, we're releasing this for a temporary period of time, you likely want to try to get one of them, and they likely are going to be a great investment bag and yield you a profit afterwards. So next one is going to be the Chanel double flap. These are currently retailing for $8,800. I did find this one on Fashion File for $12,500, and it is in the iridescent blue color. Now, obviously, that's a pretty nice profit margin, so this would be a great investment bag as well. And it appears to be, if you were able to grab one of those iridescent bags when they release them, they are doing really well on the pre-loved market currently, regardless of color. The blues are also really popular with Chanel, I feel like right now. So blue in general for Chanel is giving a pretty large profit margin. So if you have an iridescent or a blue bag, those likely will get you some type of profit, making those a great investment bag choice. The Chanel small double flap is oftentimes going above retail price on the pre-loved market. The tricky part was finding one that was above enough to where you would yield a profit from it, making it an investment bag. So these small double flaps are $8,200, and I believe there's two on the site currently on that 10% promotion that is high enough that would create that, okay, if they consigned it and I consigned it for that amount of money, I would get back more than what I paid for it. So the one I found on the site currently was pink for $9,500. And of note, that one is in giftable condition. So similar to Hermes, as we were talking about before, Chanel, you may not yield as much of a profit margin, but likely if you buy one of the classic flaps in an interesting color and you sell it to Fashion File basically in giftable condition, you should make some sort of a profit, making it a good investment bag. Similar for the Chanel 19 in this case, as I talked about earlier, this brown color also came in the 19, and it is currently retailing for $5,700, and I found this one on Fashion File for $7,120, which again, it is the color it seems like with the 19. Not to say that some of them weren't going for like 62, 63. I definitely saw that on the site, but by the time I did the math on it, it wasn't enough where if you were to have consigned it with them, you would have gotten more than what you paid for back. So key is color, it would appear. And last but not least, I was a little bit surprised about this. It was the mini rectangular. It looked like specifically in their classic combination, so the black with the gold hardware, and that one is currently retailing for $4,400, and on Fashion File, they have it currently for $54.95. Now, in this case specifically, I'm thinking maybe this one is doing so well because that combination is maybe difficult to find in that size. You guys let me know if you've kind of been looking for one of these bags and they've been hard to get directly from the Chanel boutique. I know that all handbags right now seem to be difficult to get from the Chanel boutique, but just curious, this was one of the ones that definitely surprised me. All in all, with Chanel, it's a bit trickier. It definitely feels as though with Chanel, the big things to consider is the color that you are looking for. So browns, greens, blues seem to be really hot right now and doing really, really well on the pre-loved market, as well as condition. It seems like it has to be pretty much in giftable condition, meaning never used, for you to be able to sell it for enough to be able to get a profit, which is a bit different from Hermes in the sense that even their very good ones were oftentimes going for above retail price and for a profit. So I hope this was helpful. I hope if you are looking for an investment bag, you were able to find one here, or at least get an idea of moving forward what some of the best investment bag options would be. And I will see you guys in the next video. In the description down below, I also did include some Megan picks of ones that are currently for the 10% off that I felt like did not fit within the description that I talked about today, but are great prices for some of these handbags that if I had all of the money in the world, I would definitely take advantage of some of these. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.